Thanks for joining me this week. My name is Sarah, and this is Words of Divine Love. So I am a divine channel and a medium. I just want to come on and do whatever I'm guided to do. Today, they want to talk about what's been going on with all of the energies, right? We just had the Lionsgate portal, and that was a lot of really intense energy. A lot of really intense energy came through over the last couple of weeks, right? Because the Lionsgate isn't just 8/8, right? It opens on the 26th and closes on the 12th of August. So it's been going on for a while now that we've been receiving these huge waves of energies, these light code activations, CNA activations, just basic upgrades, right? To our physical self, our spiritual self. For me, I know it's been periods of time of like I have a ton of energy, like I could take on the world, I could do anything, and then energy where I'm just like, I'm tired and I need to rest a lot. For some people too, it's like old habits, things you haven't quite let go of yet that you know that you need to, and you've maybe been kind of lying to yourself about it or putting off doing it, or it's something that your ego's kind of hidden. Those are things that's all coming up right now. So we've switched into this new energy, right, of this life that we want to create and living a certain truth, but we're still falling into these kind of old energies, right? And some things that we just haven't let go of consciously or unconsciously is coming up for us to let go. So right, there's so many people talking to me at once. I'm trying to, everybody, I can only, just one, just one. It's a lot of energy. Right? So yeah, we've been kind of going through these old patterns have been coming up to be shown. So for example, it could be like issues with different addictions. And there's a lot of different kinds of addictions. We often think of like drugs or alcohol, but like food is an addiction. Overthinking is an addiction. Being addicted to chaos or drama, like overeating, restlessness. Sorry, someone's going wild over there. Restlessness, things like that, right? And you're being like, why am I feeling so restless? Why am I feeling so unsettled? Why am I feeling? And it's because you're kind of sitting at like this teeter-totter between old energy and the new energy that you've created for yourself, right? The new place that you want to be. And you're kind of on this weird place, right? So it feels very uncomfortable because you're not settled into the new, but you're still shedding parts of the old. It can be a really frustrating time. It could be a really exhausting time. That's how I know that I've been feeling the energies. It's how a lot of people that come to me have been feeling these energies. So if you're feeling kind of confused or frustrated right now, or not understanding, like, I've already been through this, I thought I already, got this thing, like, why am I here again? Why is this coming up for me again? Right? It's just something we need to still kind of sweep out and clean out of our energy space, releasing the things that no longer serve us, the lessons that we've already learned, right? Keeping the knowledge of the lesson, but letting go of the pain of the situation, right? So that we can move forward from a place of suffering and discomfort. But unfortunately, in the middle, there's this awkward place where there's a bit of the old and a bit of the new, and they clash a bit, and it's very uncomfortable. Because what used to feel familiar to you now feels weird. Like, I know for me, I've been doing avoidance, for example. So avoiding, and I pointed out to myself, like, right away, I'm like, you are just doing this. Like, this is avoidance. You're avoiding right now. Right? I'm making a conscious choice, or like an awareness, right? And as long as you have an awareness to what you're doing, now you're consciously choosing it, right? Once I realized I was using something else to avoid doing something I needed to do, right? Now, tomorrow, when I get up and I'm like, okay, what thing am I going to do today? I have to do the thing that I avoided doing today, right? whatever that is, like clean up, right? Let's say tidy up an area. I have to do that tomorrow, right? Otherwise, I'm not honoring myself and my truth of knowing that this is just avoidance and that's an old behavior pattern that I don't want to follow anymore, right? So we're kind of being tested and shown what we've learned and what are we willing to apply, right? What's your true self? What's your true authentic self? And are you just wanting to be that person, or are you actually being that person? Right? Because if we always do the same thing, we can change our thought process all we want and say, I am a better person now and I'm doing, this, and this is how I know I should be living. But if you're not actually doing those things, right, or not consistently doing those things, you're not really honoring the person that you've become. You're trying to hold on to an old version of yourself that you're just not anymore. And that in itself is very uncomfortable. It can bring a lot of weird emotions too. There can be a lot of sadness or grief around that, because it's sad to all of a sudden be like, something that you've done for so long to comfort yourself no longer comforts you. It's, I don't know. I can't really explain it. Those of you who have gone through that energy know exactly what I'm talking about, because it's a death of your old self, right? And a rebirth of a new self. And we're all kind of in this baby phase of it, right? And that's really beautiful, but it's also can be tough, right? Because like I said, we're in between those energies and it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. If you're not getting outside and getting yourself grounded, I'm really hearing that they're like drawing me to like look at this feather and just, like reminding me of like how I found it, right? Like I'm outside a lot. I'm outside as much as I could possibly be outside and trying to ground into the earth. Where I am, anyways, in the world, we only get a little bit of summer, and I like to maximize the amount of outside time that I can get during the summertime. And so if you're not spending enough time out in nature, you're really being called right now to go out and literally like transmute your old energy by sending it like right through your body, through your feet, through roots in your feet, like into the ground. Send all of that energy into the ground. Ask your guides to help you to transmute that energy, to release anything that's no longer serving you, keeping the information that you need, releasing the rest, and sending it down into the earth to be cleansed, cleared, and released back out. Right? And stand there and just imagine or visualize yourself with like roots, and everything that you need to let go of is just, it's leaving your body, it's going out through your feet into the ground, right? And also I sometimes like to imagine myself like breathing in light, right? And replacing everything I'm letting go with light, all right? So breathing in deep breaths and imagining that you're filling those spaces with light. So that's really important right now. Also, for some people, well, for everyone really, because it's like you have to keep up with it, is like your meditation practice. I feel like I talk about this a lot when I do videos. And I always say if there's one thing like that you have to do in spirituality is meditation. It's truly the one thing you have to do, because in meditation is when we quiet our mind, is when we connect to our higher self, when we connect to source, right? When we receive the true knowledge, right? When we get to know our true self, right? Is to go within, and the only way to do that is within meditation. And there's a lot of, in spirituality, you have to do this and you have to do that and you have to eat this food and do yoga and do all this and do all of that. And I always tell people you don't have to do anything that I say, but if there's one thing that you have to do, or that's at least going to greatly help you grow in your spirituality and you're getting to know yourself and you're loving yourself, is meditation. That is your true connection to source, right? Your true connection to the divine, right? So that's really important. That's really important. And it's called a practice because we always have to be practicing at it, right? And we have to do it all of the time. We have to keep practicing every day. Every day we have to practice. All right. This card keeps coming up in my readings, kindred partnership, over and over and over, over and over. For some people, there's a new relationship starting. I don't typically talk about relationships, but my last couple readings, they've been having me talk about relationships. So some people that follow me, you're coming into a relationship. The Sacred Temple also came out last time, right? Our temple within was I just speaking about was meditation, right? Sometimes they have me split the deck and there's the cards that I want, right? I was just speaking about this meditation. How do we access our inner knowledge, right? Or the collective knowledge is in the Akashic records. How do we connect to our Akashic records? Through meditation, through connecting in our sacred temple, right? Which is our body. Yeah, and gratitude is really important. Having that attitude of gratitude, being in a consciousness of gratitude, right? So instead of being concerned with what we don't have, spending more time being grateful for what we do have, because when we're grateful for what we do have, we get more, right? More comes to us. The more gratitude we show, the more things that we get in return, right? The universe hears us and then rewards us in that sense, right? Same with if they hear lack, then we get more lack, or we feel more lacking. I just split the deck again, and there's that Kindred Partnerships card again. So I am going to go into this more on the after show reading that I do on my page, Words of Divine Love. If you want to check it out, now that I've split the deck twice and this has been here, I have to talk about that. So I'm going to leave that out and go into that. So if you're someone who's interested in getting information about a potential new relationship or a relationship you're currently in, do jump on and join the live. I usually go on like between 10 to and like 9 o'clock Eastern time. So yeah, head on over to my page if you want to check that out. I'm definitely going to bring that up, and I may be doing some personal readings tonight. So thanks so much for checking out the show, guys. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you guys on my page. Have a good night. See you next week.